Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Thursday, October, whoo, I wish it was October, November the 8th, and this is the market overview. Looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, TNA, UP, FXC, GLD, SLV, GE, Apple, XLF, and JP Morgan. How about that? Another ugly day in the marketplace. We said last night that the daily was totally, completely, solidly ugly. There was nothing to see for a turnabout, but we did say that hopefully the pain would end soon. Well, the pain did not end today. And even more damage done. Now we're even farther away below the 200-day moving average. We have closed below the lower Bollinger Band. Maybe that will mean something if we're going sideways or up tomorrow. But very powerful. We broke this support yesterday. And we had this support that we broke today. So now it becomes a question of major price consensus level right here at about 12,720, another 100 points roundabout, 90 points to the downside from its current position, and then we have this little cluster over here of ascending lows. So something in here could also catch it, but I mean that's way farther down the line. That's 12,500 up to 12,600. Another couple hundred points to the downside, and it's early. Well, hopefully it's early, right? But building stronger area in the heat map. It has not had too long since this has started to really form a significant little base to rally from. But with the sentiment out there, I mean, wouldn't a rally be sold unless it's a rip your face off rally? Yeah, typically. So, anyways, very early. Beyond that, everything is moving down just like last night. And of course, what we use for looking for quick turning points, MACD histogram, it is still going down. And, yesterday we had the break where we were watching it to go up. And that put a stop to that, unfortunately. So, daily, still looks terrible. Absolutely. No doubt about it. And no current sign that a move up is imminent, except that we will have a bounce at some point as the heat map gets worse. It's pretty bad now, but just 2 clicks into it. It's not very much. It's nice and dark, but when you see it get really dark, normally you've had 4 or 5 days, and then it's easier to tell a little turning point. And we simply don't have that. We don't have a really good peak down on the MACD histogram. 14 days still pointing down. It's going to ride out its longer term movement to the bottom, it would appear. So daily, horrible. Going on to the Dow Jones Transports. We said last night, awful. Failure above the 200-day moving average. We have nothing in the heat map suggesting top or bottom or anything like that. We're so close to a bearish cross on the MACD. Everything clicking down with the exception of the 14-day RSI moving average. If we get a click down on that one, it could herald the beginning of a really good down move. Which of course is already having, and then a secondary reset, and then it would finish its move out to the bottom. But anyways, that's a bit early as well. And the daily for Dow Jones Transports, not good. At least it has this support right here just below 5,000. So I think that'd be pretty natural to go down and test that again. And SPX. Oh boy. Yep. We had the fall back out of the channel yesterday with the really nasty day. Today continuing on, and look at that. That is amazing. 200-day moving average, and it just beat it up. Closed below it, outside the lower Bollinger Band. Yes, we're making a bottoming area in the heat map, but everything else still has room to move to the downside. Everything is moving down. Everything is pointing down. Just going to have to wait until it decides to stop. Beyond that, we had the support area that was broken yesterday, and we said that there wasn't really anything to catch it until you got to about this area here, just above 1360, and sure enough, yeah, it continues down. I really would have thought that it would have bounced on the 200-day moving average, so that is a bit of a surprise, and that's a negative surprise without a doubt. So, unless it can recover it overnight, it would be natural for it to go just above here, 1360. Bad daily. Moving on to the VIX. Now here's something really funky. The VIX is red today. The market was red, so somebody's lying. And we have an ultra slight downtick today. And that does give us a target of 17.6. So 4 days to complete, and we'll see how that plays out. We do have things going down. MACD histogram down, RSI down, half of the stochastics down, CCI down. But we have nothing as a topping area in the heat map, so I would prefer to see that. But it is what it is, and so the daily is shaky. Not to be trusted. Just kind of interesting. Big down day. This sucker should be green. Moving on to TNA, the usual. And so last night we were talking about the close below the lower trend line of the channel, which was a bad sign, and the simultaneous close below the 200-day moving average, also a bad sign. Today, wow, just another nice move to the downside, way outside the lower Bollinger Band, making a bottom area in the heat map. Everything ticking down with the exception of the 14-day RSI moving average. So daily here, yeah, it looks really bad, but just no real good indication besides the heat map that we are going to stop. So I'm just going to watch until it stops. Today, this area of support right here, it was pierced yesterday and massively broken today, which would take us down to the next, which is actually exactly where it stopped, which is the bottom of this shadow right here. Exactly where it stopped. Can that hold it? It looks pretty darn weak to me, but I suppose anything's possible. Ben can run in with $1 trillion or something, flood the market, and buy every stock that's available, and then his mission will be a success. Anyways, going on to UUP. Any difference here? Nope. We noted in the daily running thread today that the dollar was not moving, and without the dollar moving in the direction that we want it to go, not too much is going to happen. It did close slightly above yesterday, but for the amount of movement down, it doesn't really track well with what the dollar did today, which is kind of unusual. We have a spinning top of a possible range. Could it reverse? Sure, it could reverse. I mean, you do have a slight tick down on the MACD histogram, nothing to write home about. You do have a slight topping area in the heat map, but everything else either moving up or holding high. Just not enough to really do anything with it, and it still looks extended in the short term. Did feel a little more of this gap from over here, But kind of wish you would just do it, be finished with it, and then start moving once again. FXE, the euro. Yeah. Out here in no man's land, no real support to catch it. It's inside of its own little gap here, actually a really big gap. Building a bottoming area in the heat map, most everything pointing down or holding low. Just isn't too much to go on here, except for it looks pretty darn extended, but we have no uptick. That will be a really good thing when it finally comes about. We just don't have it yet, so I guess there's nothing really to do. CompQ, the NASDAQ. Whew. Look at this thing. Ugly. Is it stopping anywhere that matters? That's kind of interesting. It's stopping right at the bottom tail of this candle right here, which should be pretty darn minor. It's just one little bit out in the middle of nowhere all by itself. So do I really believe that this is what stopped it today? I think that's very doubtful, but it is pretty darn extended. Same as everything else. Everything is moving down. We've got a blip in the heat map. We're going to see if that develops some more. But yeah, looks definitely pretty darn negative and with questionable support at best. Now for the little... Everyone is just hammering Apple. Holy cow. You know, I've been reading the headlines. Oh, Apple's decreased more than 20%. It's now entered a bear market. And Kramer says, time to sell Apple and time to sell Apple and you know, cash in all that money you made, which I think is absolutely hilarious because you know, Kramer, the clown that he is, he said sell it. I think it was yesterday. So yesterday would have been right here, and then it opens today and it gets jacked. So cash out here, and all that money that you made is now yours. That doesn't make any sense. You only make any money if you bought it like way back here. So what about all those people he was telling to buy over here? They all got screwed. So yeah, what a creep. That's really messed up. So anyways, Apple, does it look good on the daily? No. I mean, everything's still pointed down. It's about to break its positive divergence that it's had now for a while. So that's really, really unfortunate because if this were to hold, I mean, that would have been such a good move back up. That would be, you know, 100 points from where it is now. And now it's knocking on the door of breaking that positive divergence. So that really stinks. We do have a massively dark blip on the heat map as of really today. So that's an encouraging sign, but is there anything else that agrees with it? No. I mean, there's a huge volume surge today. Maybe that's it for Apple, decline-wise. Is it stopping anywhere that's important? Well, it's getting almost to this area right here, the low of May. Not quite there, but close, very close. Is there a support beyond that? Well, there's this one right here, and it's so darn close I'd really count the two together. So if this support does not hold, it's going to get really nasty. So hopefully, with any luck, this is going to hold, and that is, let's see here, down all the way to 522. That is that's the area. It's into the area now almost, and it extends down to 522. So 522 breaks. Oof, might be a run for the exits. I really hope not, but I suppose it's possible. And GE trying to get a better read on the Dow. You know, been holding out a little bit of hope that you know, this would foretell of better things to come in the short term, just so there'd be a bounce to play. And what do we have today on GE? We have a new recent low, which is bearish. We don't have a reversal candle of any kind, which is also not a good sign. We have a very mild bottoming area in the heat map. I guess it's a little bit better than mild. We have everything else ticking down. There's no good sign on the daily yet. We have to wait until it stops. And, Yep, I wish there was more to it than that, but that's all there is to that. XLF, the financials as a whole. New recent low today, outside the lower Bollinger Band. Yeah, that increases the odds of a move to the side or a little bit up just to get back inside. But overall, I mean, is that going to be a bounce just by itself? Everything's moving down. We just have no indications whatsoever beyond a mild area in the heat map. So, and it's so close. It's right here into this previous support. So if this breaks, then we know there's even more to the downside, going probably to this gap fill right here at 15.2 and just below, and major price consensus level right here at I'll just call it 15, which is almost the 200-day moving average as of today. So would that be natural, possible, probable? Yes to all of that. Hopefully not the probable. And JP Morgan, most important bank. Yep. Ugliness also. Broken record. Everything's pointing down. There's nothing to do with this. There's nothing to do with anything. Just gotta wait, watch, and throw tomatoes and call Creamer an idiot, and that's about all you can do, unless you're short, in which case you're having a great time. And I was not expecting this movement down until after one more blip to the upside. That really stinks. But there it is. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you very much.